Hey y'all, welcome back to Cozy One Podcast. This is season 7, where we are dissecting different types of parents and different levels of parenting so we can be better parents, so we can be aware of what we need to tweak a little bit, what we need to get rid of, and what we need to add in. So I hope you guys are ready to be honest, ready to hear feedback and constructive criticism, because that's what it is. Most of the time I can only speak from my experiences, but majority of the time I'm talking to you about parenting that makes sense, parenting that creates a healthy family construct and healthy children. That's what we want. We want healthy children so they can have healthy families and they can live a great life. All right, so let's get into this episode. Hey guys, welcome to Cozy One Podcast. My name is Shan, Mama Rocky, mama of the girls, because I have 2 girls and that's it. That's all it will be. How are you guys doing? I have mixed feelings about these first 3 months being virtual for my kids, because if I have to work and I have to work this job away from the home, that means my children are going to have to be in night school. You know? And it's kind of like, do I want to be teaching them at night before they go to sleep what they should have did during the day? Because a camp can't teach a bunch of kids at a camp what they're supposed to do. My 6-year-old is supposed to get a laptop from the school district. So, looking forward to that. But I don't know, it's crazy times. But this episode is episode 8 of season 7, The Friends with My Kid Parents. We all know one. We all grew up with one, or we might have had one. I didn't have one. My mom wasn't trying to be my friend. My mom was trying to be fair and not strict to make me go left, if that makes sense. And to me, what are you doing if your whole objective is to be friends with your kid? You are a superior adult, a guide, not an equal. So there's no way I can strive to be my kids' friends. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. We have to be the parent willing to be not liked, willing to be, annoyed with by them. We can't always be the happy, the fun, the sucks for you, girl, my mom lets me do it, or my mom don't even care. We can't be that mom all the time, because what happens is you have kids that do not know boundaries. You have kids that are in a childlike mind doing adult things in life. And you're going to have a child longer than you need to. Meaning you're going to have a child that's being childlike in their 20s. You're going to have a child that's being childlike in their 30s, because they never got that structure and that boundary-based guide that they needed to have at the right time. So that's what we're talking about this episode. I hope you enjoy it. If this is something that you're interested in, let's go forward.
Hey Cozy One fam, this is JC, the dopest mommy around and owner of He Hates My Tees, a novelty t-shirt company based out of Arlington, Texas. This is our first year grinding it out, and baby, it's been a beautiful journey. I'm a mommy of 2 spicy kids, Davy and Jameson, and an educator. And I started my company as a way to be self-sufficient and control my own narrative on my value, after working several years in a corporate environment being, undervalued. My latest collection is called The Dopest Around, saluting all dope ass folks. We just released the Dopest Mommy Around dad hats, and they are fire. You hear me? Fire. It's available in several colors. Follow us on IG at He Hates My Tees, and visit our website, hehatesmytees.com. And that's tees, Tees. Use code COZY15 for 15% off your purchase. Love ya, be dope, stay dope, and I'll see you around.
We cannot be our kids' friends. We cannot be the fun parent all the time. We cannot give our children adult freedom. We cannot raise our kids off of a good time. Those are the bases of why you cannot be your kids' friend. Kids need to understand the whys behind the can'ts. And within that is growth, knowledge, where their effort is going to lie, where their consideration is going to be. So you're ruining all of that by giving them things that they can't afford, that they want, that they see. You're giving them things instead of making them learn to work for something. And you're giving them things that they don't appreciate because they don't know how much effort and work it takes to be able to afford the thing that they want. So you're taking away a lot being your child's friend. You know, a child shouldn't be at a concert during the week at 12 o'clock at night having a good time with you. That's just something that shouldn't happen. You know, adult things are not going to happen in my home till 22, because I feel like when you get to 18, yes, you want to do those things that the law says is legal for you to do, but you're really not knowledgeable about it enough, right? So you shouldn't be able to do them. You shouldn't be able to get a credit card at 18, but, you know, to line their pockets, that's what they attack. You know, have money to get what you want is like in the mind frame of an 18-year-old. You can put your child on your credit card as an authorized user and bit by bit allow them to understand, like, if you use my credit card for this item, I need you to work and pay me back this item before the end of the month. Give them that mini challenge. Like, that's going to help them learn what a credit card is, how a credit card works. Now, if you just have them swipe or no swiping on your credit card and they don't have, you know, the guide or the boundary that they have to pay you back when they are, you know, at the time to get a credit card for themselves, don't be surprised when they don't pay that credit card. Don't be surprised when they don't meet deadlines. Don't be surprised when they want to have a fun time and they don't care about the consequences, because you're not making that a thing. So it can't, you know, oh, you're 21, you got your own place, you're on your own. No, they don't know what deadlines are. They don't know what due dates are. They don't know what rules are because you never set them. You know, they have friends over whenever they want to. They have friends that sleep over without asking you permission. They are comfortable drinking before they're supposed to be drinking. You're going to find prophylactics in their room or whatever around them. And it's just like, you know, you can't be mad at the results of what you're not setting. Kids need boundaries. Being a kid's friend will have them making child plays in their 20s and their 30s. And unless you want a 30-something-year-old child living in your home still and not being ready for the world, job-wise, mentality, you know, effort, eagerness, ready to face a challenge, that is going to be your fault. They won't respect us if they can be equal to us. They will size you up, especially if these kids are growing like they're growing. They're probably going to be bigger than you, taller than you, faster than you, smarter than you. They will size you up, and then you will find yourself in the middle of your kitchen or your living room being tried by your 20-year-old daughter or son because they feel like they big shit. Excuse me, but that's basically how they feel. What can you say to a kid that you let go too far without a leash for a long time. And I'm not saying put your child on a leash. I'm just saying, like, you didn't set any boundaries, so they've been wandering. They've been wandering in their teens and their child life on what they can do and what they can't do. And so if you don't become the boundary, the law is going to become the boundary. And that's the last thing you want to become a boundary for your child. Because there are some kids that will test the law. Does your kid respect you and your position, or do they tolerate you in your position and disrespect you when you're not around? And it's usually most of them disrespecting their parents when they're not around because you gave them too much room to have a decision in what's going on. The responsibility will be cloudy because they don't know if they have any room to do what they want within the please go clean your room. Please go, because you didn't do this, you can't have the car. And then later on, because y'all had a good time, they putting the keys in the car and they out. You're not setting those boundaries. Kids need those boundaries. It's important. Kids need stability. Kids need to know that their parents aren't people to play with. You can tell me a joke, but after you tell me a joke, you better be on your schoolwork. You better be on your job, going when you're supposed to go, waking up when you're supposed to wake up. I shouldn't have to tell you to set no alarm. I shouldn't have to tell you being somewhere before time is on time. That is something your child should know because you've been making that a structure for them. That way, when they get into their 20s, they don't have trouble waking up and getting to work, getting to court, getting to wherever they have to be. A lot of children who haven't had boundaries, who have had parents who wanted to be their friends, are the main 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds HR at jobs has to parent. Where you have to parent someone that's playing around on the job instead of doing their work at the desk. Where you have to parent someone talking too much at a register when they should be ringing other people up because they think it's a place to play. All of that. There are a lot of jobs sick and tired of parents who did not parent correctly, and they have to basically babysit at work. Sales leaders have to babysit at work because this individual unfortunately didn't get the boundaries that they needed to get from their parents. Don't do it. I've seen it too often. Or even people who do not know how to be a true friend to someone without it being, you give me something, I give you something. You give me something, I give you something. And if you can't give me anything, I'm not being a good individual. Like that tit for tatness is because your parents did not teach you the fundamentals of what it is to be a good person, period. What it is to build good character or have good character or have integrity. That's why, as a parent, you need to give your children boundaries. There are lines in life that should not be crossed if you raise your child the right way. And that is going to help them in their 20s and their 30s. Shoot, there are people in their 50s that haven't been in a relationship, have never been married, don't have kids, and that's because their people skills suck. No one wants to be around them because they have a one set mind that only works to care about them. They don't know how to have the consideration of anyone else because they weren't taught that. Because their parents felt like, I'm only worried about my kid. Ding, ding. That was the last episode. People who are only worried about their kids raise kids who grow up to be only worried about themselves, which is going to have them very lonely, possibly with a lot of other fake friends, and possibly wondering like why people come and go like a fast food drive-through and they don't stay because you lack the qualities of somebody wanting to stay around you. So we cannot be our kids' friends. We cannot buy our children a Montclair jacket because it looks cute. over putting money towards their schooling or their tutoring because they're failing a basic subject. We cannot not be informed about how our kids are doing in school, who our kids' friends are, where do their parents live, what's their situation. You cannot not do that today. Even today, I'm terrified of doing sleepovers with friends. Terrified. And that's something I used to do a lot as a kid. Boundaries. And you have to be honest about what it was like with you growing up versus now. Because some kids really are blinded by, my mom always says no, and I don't know why she says no, I think she's just mean. Or my dad always says no, I don't know why he says no, I think he's just mean. When it's really that no is coming from your experience as a child and something that happened to you is why you're saying no. Like some kids, not that you need to explain yourself all the time, but some things deserve to be explained so they can be understood, so they can be respected by your kids. So don't blur the two. There's a difference in always explaining yourself to a kid when you don't need to, and explaining something to your kid that's of importance. So please, do not strive to be your child's friend. Strive to be their parent, and a good one, and a well-rounded one, and a balanced one. I have fun with my kids, but I also discipline my kids. I have fun with my kids, but when I say something to them one time, it needs to be that one time. And yes, I will punish my kids, put them in their room, take away things, not go places because they didn't do X, Y, and Z. I will speak to them about their behavior. I do not allow, any type of tantrums or falling out or disrespecting when I pull up or show up. You're still at school. You're still at camp. You're still in public. Act accordingly. I let them know that there are certain things you can ask me and do to me at home that you cannot do to me in public or ask me in public. I let them know that you're not allowed to interrupt me when I'm talking to people. And that's even family. If I'm at my family's function or workplace and I'm talking to them or they're talking to somebody, you cannot interrupt them. There are a lot of kids, grown and young, that do not understand why they can't interrupt an adult when they're speaking. And that's because that boundary has not been built. So please do not strive to be your child's friend. That is not the goal. That is not the goal. You can teach them what friends are and what a friend isn't. And I always ask my children, what makes this person a friend? You're saying that this person is your friend. What makes this person a friend? You have to explain to them what that is.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Okay.
I have peanut sandwich.
Okay, Ari. So, please, be the parent, not the friend. Be the parent, not the friend. Be the parent, not the friend. Not the friend, not the friend.